What's good, everyone? Today I'm going to be reviewing Prey. Finally, we're at the end of this Alien vs Predator review series. We're on the most recent movie besides Romulus because my schedule got all messed up. But we're finally here, and Prey is just one of my favorite movies in this series. It was at the very top of my list for a long time for 2022 releases. I just think this is a really great movie all around. It has great cinematography, just you can see everything in this movie. It's just very beautiful location. It has probably the best score of the series. In other movies you have the iconic theme, and that's sort of in this movie, but just the rest of the movie, the score is very fleshed out. Like in the other Predator movies, you don't really remember the score outside of that main theme. This movie has a really solid score. Now, the CGI in this is definitely rough, and that probably has to do with it being a streaming film, I would think. I mean, for the most part, this is a very theater quality movie. It's just really well made. The CGI is a little bit rough. The practical effects here are really great. I mean, the Predator is all practical. It's a full costume. It looks really good. The pacing here, it's one of my bigger negatives on it. It's still not a huge deal. It's only 90-minute movie. It's pretty short. And once you get about halfway through it, it really picks up. Things start all coming together really well. It's that first act is a little bit slow. It's very setup heavy, but it's you don't realize it's set up when you're watching it. It all comes into play later. Everything's there for a reason, but the first time you see it, it's kind of we're just doing stuff in the woods, chilling. The predators hunting animals and stuff. It's just it's not quite boring, but it's things are just happening and you don't really know why. It feels a bit slower in that first act, but it's all worth it. Now, this movie has probably the best lead character in the Predator series with Naru. Now, where the other Predator movies usually had sort of an ensemble cast, this one is just, Amber Midthunder as Naru and her brother as the leads here. Other characters don't really leave any impression. They're just kind of there to get eaten up by the Predator and kind of be mean to Naru. That's okay. It's a smaller scale film. It's much more intimate. You get to spend time with these two siblings. And Naru just wants to be a hunter. She just wants to prove herself because everybody in her tribe just underestimates her and thinks she just can't do it. And she knows that she can. But she constantly just keeps getting beat down. Her brother isn't really supportive of her, and throughout the film she just goes through this journey of trying to complete this sort of coming of age ritual. I don't remember what they called it, but it's where you have to hunt something that is hunting you, which is basically the premise of the entire Predator series. And she's not the best fighter, she's not the strongest, but she does get better throughout the film, and she's smart. And she's so underestimated that she uses that to her advantage. She's so underestimated to the point where she's holding a gun to the Predator's head and it doesn't even recognize her as a threat. And she realizes she can use this to her advantage. And it's just throughout the whole movie, like I said, the first act is a lot of setup and you don't know it's setup. She's learning all this different stuff that she eventually uses against the Predator in their big fight at the end. And it just all comes together really, really well. And it comes to a very satisfying conclusion. And the action, of course, is all great. Some of the best of the series. It's shot wide so you can just see everything that's going on and all of its bloody goodness. This is a very bloody film. And it's really cool to see the Predator just wrecking dudes. Just tearing people and animals apart. And really, some of these action scenes are just the best of the 2020s, in my opinion. It's really up there. It's a really great action movie where it has all these really long takes and wide shots and everything. And it's just, not only is the choreography good, it just looks really good too. And the Predator itself, it just adds a whole nother layer to it where it kind of reinvents the Predator, where it's a different sort of variety. It's called the feral Predator. It does not look the same. And they figured, oh, well, we've seen the same kind of Predator design for the past 20-30 years, we gotta change it up so it's sort of scary again. And it is. The Predator is scary, really intimidating in this. I really think this is one of the better creature designs in the series for the feral Predator. It's very different, and it took getting used to it the first time I watched it. This is my second time watching the film, and I like it even more. And in the story, they're going with that this is the first time the Predator has ever been to Earth, and it's in like the 1700s America. And, it has older technology, which is really cool to see too, where it doesn't have like laser cannons. It just like shoots like these guided arrows, and has like the shield that like spirals out or whatever. There's all these different cool gadgets we haven't seen before, just different ways to kill people, which was a lot of fun. And throughout the beginning of the movie, the Predator is like hunting different animals, studying different predators in nature, to sort of figure out what the dominant species is on the planet, and to see like who's the greatest predator, who's the real challenge for him to fight, which is all very cool. And just back to the way the Predator looks, like there's so many really cool scenes where its cloaking device is sort of like flashing red, and it kind of like looks like blood spots, and just something about that adds to the intimidation factor. And of course there are plenty of times where the Predator actually is just covered in blood. It's just really cool. So this really, for me, is just the definitive Predator experience, where it has like one of the scariest, coolest Predators, some of the best action in the series, the best characters with the most satisfying arcs, and just really genuinely good filmmaking, like beautiful scenes and great score. It just all comes together so well that it ascends from being just a fun monster movie to where it just really, it's cinema. It's great. So if you couldn't tell, love this movie. I give Prey a 9 out of 10. There are just a few things, like with the CGI, maybe some of the pacing could have been a little bit better, but it is just an all-around great film. If you have not seen it, go check it out. It's really good. That's all I got for Prey. Thanks for watching.